Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Topic for today's quiz is Modern History. Question number 1. In India, the first bank of limited liability managed by Indians and founded in 1881 was Option A. Hindustan Commercial Bank. Option B. Out Commercial Bank. Option C. Punjab National Bank. Option D. Punjab and Sindh Bank. The correct answer is Option B. Out Commercial Bank. The first entirely Indian joint stock bank was the Out Commercial Bank, established in 1881 in Faizabad. It collapsed in 1958. The next was the Punjab National Bank, was established in Lahore in 1895, which has survived to the present and is now one of the largest banks in India. Question number 2. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? Option A. Pitt's India Act, Warren Hastings. Option B. Doctrine of Lapse, Dalhousie. Option C. Vernacular Press Act, Curzon. Option D. Ilbert Bill, Ripon. The correct answer is Option C. Vernacular Press Act, Curzon. Vernacular Press Act was passed by Lord Lytton in 1878 and it was repealed by Ripon in 1882. Question number 3. Which one of the following places did Kunwar Singh, a prominent leader of the revolt of 1857, belong to? Option A. Bihar. Option B. Madhya Pradesh. Option C. Rajasthan. Option D. Uttar Pradesh. The correct answer is Option A. Bihar. Kunwar Singh belonged to the Royal Ujjaini House of Jagdishpur, currently a part of Bhojpur district, Bihar state. Question number 4. Which one of the following territories was not affected by the revolt of 1857? Option A. Jhansi. Option B. Chittor. Option C. Jagdishpur. Option D. Lucknow. The correct answer is Option B. Chittor. Leader, Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai, Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Jagdishpur, Bihar, Kunwar Singh. Question number 5. Who among the following repealed the Vernacular Press Act? Option A. Lord Dufferin. Option B. Lord Ripon. Option C. Lord Curzon. Option D. Lord Hardinge. The correct answer is Option B. Lord Ripon. Lord Lytton brought Vernacular Press Act came into force in 1878. It was replaced by Lord Ripon in 1882. Question number 6. Which one of the following is the correct statement? Option A. The modern Kochi was a Dutch colony till India's independence. Option B. The Dutch defeated the Portuguese and built Fort Williams in the modern Kochi. Option C. The modern Kochi was first a Dutch colony before the Portuguese took over. Option D. The modern Kochi never became a part of a British colony. The correct answer is Option B. The Dutch defeated the Portuguese and built Fort Williams in the modern Kochi. Modern Kochi became a part of the British colony. Kochi was first a Portuguese colony. Fort Williams was built in Kochi by the Dutch. Question number 7. Who among the following was a proponent of Fabianism as a movement? Option A. Annie Besant. Option B. A.O. Hume. Option C. Michael Madhusudan Dutt. Option D. R. Palmadutt. The correct answer is Option A. Annie Besant. The Fabian Society is a British socialist intellectual movement best known for its initial groundbreaking work beginning in the late 19th century and then up to World War I. Fabianism focused on the advancement of socialist ideas through gradual influence and patiently insinuating socialist ideology into intellectual circles and groups with power. Question number 8. With reference to the revolt of the year, who of the following was betrayed by friend, captured and put to death by the British? Option A. Nana Sahib. Option B. Kunwar Singh. Option C. Khan Bahadur Khan. Option D. Tatya Tope. The correct answer is Option D. Tatya Tope. The British forces had failed to subdue him for over a year. He was however betrayed into the hands of the British by his trusted friend, Man Singh, while asleep in his camp in the Pero forest. He was captured on the 7th of April 1859 by a detachment of native infantry from British General Richard Johan Meade's troops led to him by a military court. Question number 9. Who was the Governor General of India during the Sepoy Mutiny? Option A. Lord Canning. Option B. Lord Dalhousie. Option C. Lord Hardinge. Option D. Lord Lytton. The correct answer is Option A. Lord Canning. Revolt of 1857 is referred to as Sepoy Mutiny by many historians. After the mutiny, Lord Canning was made the Viceroy and power was transferred from the East India Company to the British Crown by Act of 1858. Question number 10. Who among the following started the newspaper Shom Prakash? Option A. Dayanand Saraswati. Option B. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Option C. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Option D. Surendranath Banerjee. The correct answer is Option B. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. It was started by Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Question number 11. The ruler of which one of the following states was removed from power by the British on the pretext of misgovernance? Option A. Awadh. Option B. Jhansi. Option C. Nagpur. Option D. Satara. The correct answer is Option A. Awadh. The other three states were annexed under the doctrine of lapse by Lord Dalhousie. But the doctrine of lapse was not applicable to Awadh as Nawab Wajid Ali Shah had many children. Therefore, Dalhousie annexed Awadh on the pretext of misgovernance in 1856. Jhansi, 1853, Nagpur, 1854, and Satara, 1848. Question number 12. The first Factory Act restricting the working hours of women and children and authorizing the local government to make necessary rules was adopted during whose time? Option A. Lord Lytton. Option B. Lord Bentinck. Option C. Lord Ripon. Option D. Lord Canning. The correct answer is Option C. Lord Ripon. The first Factory Act was passed in 1881 during the time of Lord Ripon. It was passed in 1881 during the time of Lord Ripon. It was passed to improve the service condition of the factory workers in India. It fixed the working hours for women and children above the age of 7 years. Question number 13. Who among the following Europeans were the last to come to pre-independence India as traders? Option A. Dutch. Option B. English. Option C. French. Option D. Portuguese. The correct answer is Option C. French. Portuguese, 1498. Dutch, 1602. English, 1599. French, 1664. Question number 14. Which one of the following was the first fort constructed by the British in India? Option A. Fort William. Option B. Fort St. George. Option C. Fort St. David. Option D. Fort St. Angelo. The correct answer is Option B. Fort St. George. Fort William, Calcutta, 1781. Fort St. George, Chennai, 1644. Fort St. David, Madras, 1670. Fort St. Angelo, Kerala, 1505, but by the Portuguese. Question number 15. Who among the following wrote the book Bahu-Biwah? Option A. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Option B. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Option C. Pandita Rambai. Option D. Rabindranath Tagore. The correct answer is Option B. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. It was written in protest of the evil of polygamy. Bahu, many or more than one. Bivah, marriage, meaning more than one marriage. Question number 16. In collaboration with David Hare and Alexander Duff, who of the following established Hindu College at Calcutta? Option A. Henry Louis Vivian de Rosio. Option B. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Option C. Keshava Chandra Sen. Option D. Rajram Mohan Roy. The correct answer is Option D. Rajram Mohan Roy. The foundation of Hindu College at Calcutta was laid on January 20, 1817. Question number 17. Who among the following Governor-Generals created the Covenanted Civil Service of India, which later came to be known as the Indian Civil Service? Option A. Warren Hastings. Option B. Wellesley. Option C. Cornwallis. Option D. William Bentinck. The correct answer is Option C. Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis 1786-93 was the first to bring into existence and organize civil services. Question number 18. By a regulation in 1973, the district collector was deprived of his judicial powers and made the collecting agent only. What was the reason for such a regulation? Option A. Lord Cornwallis felt that the district collector's efficiency of revenue collection would enormously increase without the burden of additional work. Option B. Lord Cornwallis felt that judicial power should compulsorily be in the hands of Europeans while Indians can be given the job of revenue collection in the districts. Option C. Lord Cornwallis was alarmed at the extent of power concentrated in the district collector and felt that such absolute power was undesirable in one person. Option D. The judicial demanded a deep knowledge of India and a good training in law, and Lord Cornwallis felt that district collector should be only a revenue collector. The correct answer is Option C. Lord Cornwallis was alarmed at the extent of power concentrated in the district collector and felt that such absolute power was undesirable in one person. The judicial reforms undertaken by Lord Cornwallis laid a strong foundation in the British Indian administrative system in the year 1793. The judicial reforms of Cornwallis were documented in the famous Cornwallis Code. However, the new judicial reforms of Lord Cornwallis were based on the principle of separation of powers. Cornwallis at first sought to separate the revenue administration from the administration of justice. The collector used to be the head of the revenue department in a district and also enjoyed extensive judicial and magisterial powers. Question number 19. What was the immediate reason for Ahmad Shah Abdali to invade India and fight the Third Battle of Panipat? Option A. He wanted to average the expulsion by Marathas of his viceroy Taimur Shah from Lahore. Option B. The frustrated governor of Jalandhar Adina Beg Khan invited him to invade Punjab. Option C. He wanted to punish Mughal administration for non-payment of the revenues of the Chahar Mahal. Option D. He wanted to annex the fertile plains of Punjab up to the borders of Delhi in his kingdom. The correct answer is Option A. He wanted to average the expulsion by Marathas of his viceroy Taimur Shah from Lahore. To average their expulsion of Taimur Shah, Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded India for the fifth time in October 1759, and finally conquered Punjab. Question number 20. The plan of Sir Stafford Cripps envisaged that after the Second World War, Option A. India should be granted complete independence. Option B. India should be partitioned into two before granting independence. Option C. India should be made a republic with the condition that she will join the Commonwealth. Option D. India should be given dominion status. The correct answer is Option D. India should be given dominion status. The main proposals of the plan of Sir Stafford Cripps were that an Indian union with a dominion status would be set up. It would be free to decide its relation with the Commonwealth and free to participate in the United Nations and other international bodies. Cripps proposed to give dominion status to India after WWAT. Question number 21. What was the main reason for the split in the Indian National Congress at Surat in 1907? Option A. Introduction of Communalism into Indian Politics by Lord Minto. Option B. Extremists' lack of faith in the capacity of the moderates to negotiate with the British government. Option C. Foundation of Muslim League. Option D. Arvind Ghosh's inability to be elected as the President of the Indian National Congress. The correct answer is Option B. Extremists' lack of faith in the capacity of the moderates to negotiate with the British government. Extremists and moderates both seem to be locking horns. The extremists thought that people had been encouraged and the battle for freedom had begun. They felt the time had come for the big push to drive the British out and considered the moderates to be a stumbling block to the movement. So, Surat split occurred because extremists were dissatisfied with moderates' capacity to negotiate with the British. Question number 22. The Montagu-Chelmsford proposals were related to Option A. Social reforms. Option B. Educational reforms. Option C. Reforms in police administration. Option D. Constitutional reforms. The correct answer is Option D. Constitutional reforms. Montagu-Chelmsford reforms were reforms introduced by the British government in India to introduce self-governing institutions gradually to India. The reforms were outlined in the Montagu-Chelmsford report prepared in 1918 and formed the basis of the Government of India Act 1919. They are related to constitutional reforms. Question number 23. Satyashodhak Samaj organized. Option A. A movement for upliftment of tribals in Bihar. Option B. A temple entry movement in Gujarat. Option C. An anti-caste movement in Maharashtra. Option D. A peasant movement in Punjab. The correct answer is Option C. An anti-caste movement in Maharashtra. Satyashodhak Samaj is a society established by Jyotirao Phule on September 24, 1873. This was started as a group whose main aim was to liberate the social Shudra and untouchable castes from exploitation and oppression. Question number 24. The Government of India Act of 1919 clearly defined Option A. The separation of power between the judiciary and the legislature. Option B. The jurisdiction of the central and provincial governments. Option C. The powers of the Secretary of State for India and the Viceroy. Option D. None of them. The correct answer is Option B. The jurisdiction of the central and provincial governments. The Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, which became the Government of India Act in 1919, clearly define the jurisdiction of the central and provincial governments. Question number 25. The Ghadar was a Option A. Revolutionary Association of Indians with headquarters at San Francisco. Option B. Nationalist organization operating from Singapore. Option C. Militant organization with headquarters at Berlin. Option D. Communist movement for India's freedom with headquarters at Tashkent. The correct answer is Option A. Revolutionary Association of Indians with headquarters at San Francisco. The Ghadar Party was a revolutionary association founded by Punjabi Indians in the United States and Canada with the aim of gaining India's independence from British rule. Key members included Lala Hardayal, Sohan Singh Bhakna, Kartar Singh Sarabha, and Ras Bihari Bose. It had its headquarters in San Francisco. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now. Link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.